There are a few things we need to do to get your printer ready to print. If you're just setting up your printer for the first time, you may have to calibrate your build platform to be perfectly level with the print nozzle. I'm going to demonstrate the platform leveling on this machine. Other machines may need this performed as well, but we will not be able to cover all of them in this lesson. Consult your manual for the printer of the proper instructions for the leveling of your build platform. This printer has 4 screws to level the platform. This is easiest done before applying any platform tape, such as Kapton or painter's tape. The tape will cover these adjustments once finished. I like to use a feeler gauge for leveling the print bed. This ensures the distance between the print head and the platform is the same all around. You want to find something with a thickness of 0.25 millimeter or 0.010 of an inch. You can pick up a cheap set of feeler gauges at any auto parts and some local hardware stores. I happen to have a transit card from New York City Subway. I found it to be the perfect thickness. With the power off, you should be able to move the print head by hand, but make sure you have the power disconnected. You would not want the machine to suddenly move and cause an accident. Adjust the platform closest to the print head until you can just feel the gauge touch the print head. If you can't easily pull the gauge out, you have the print head too close. If you do not feel it rubbing, or you can see space in between the gauge and the nozzle, it's too far away. Move the print head to the opposite end of the platform and repeat on the closest adjustment. We're going to repeat this step at each corner of the platform. Once you have all 4 adjustments done, return to the first adjustment and make a second pass to make sure every part is at the proper height. You should only have to do this once, but as time passes and the machine gets used frequently, you may want to recheck this, especially if the machine gets moved around. Let's take a look at the software used to control the printer. Some printers come with the software included that's specifically for that machine. The software I use is called PrintRun. It is a general purpose controller, and you can download it for free at reprep.org/wiki/printrun. The name of the program that actually controls the printer is called Printerface, a mashup of printer, control, and interface. Before you start an actual print, there are a few things you want to do. The first of those steps is preheating, and it sounds just like it is. Just like baking a cake, you need a hot oven before you can ensure a successful product. Printers are no different. From Printerface, we can set the temperatures of both the print and the bed ahead of time. Here we have presets for the type of material we were using. For PLA, you'll want to set your extruder at 190 degrees centigrade and your bed at 60 degrees centigrade. There are presets for ABS as well. You can key in the values that you want, but be careful not to exceed the limits of your printer. You would not want to go any higher than the presets, so you're not risking any damage to your printer. You can monitor the temperature of both the bed and the extruder from this part of the window. While your machine is warming up, you may want to home the print head. This isn't a critical step, but it saves time. From Printerface, we can manually jog each axis of the machine here. Homing is an important step because it always gives the printer the starting position. If I happen to move the print head by hand, the machine is not going to know where the print head is, so the printer will always perform the homing procedure before each print. As the printer moves to its starting position, it will activate a component called limit switch. Limit switches let the printer know it has reached the end of the travel for that axis and cannot go any farther. There are limit switches for each axis. The last thing I recommend doing is activating the extruder before the start of each print. During the preheat process and when the machine is hot but sitting idle, some of the plastic filament may ooze out of the nozzle. When it comes time to begin printing, you want filament to be available immediately. If some has dripped out before you started, there may not be enough molten plastic left in the print nozzle, and the first several seconds of the print may not actually extrude anything at all. If you have the type of machine that is open where you can actually reach in and access the print nozzle, I recommend getting some very long pointy tweezers to remove any excess plastic that had dripped out or that you have pre-extruded.